I'm so happy to be here with you today. You know, December is a magical month. It's full of holidays and presents and family gatherings and good food. And within those gatherings, families tell stories. And this is what we're going to do today. I brought with me two of my favorite books for the holidays. And I'm going to read them to you. One of those books is about Hanukkah, and it's a Jewish holiday. And the other book is about Christmas, and it's a Christian holiday. I hope you enjoy them with me. The first book I'm going to read to you is called 8 Candles and a Tree. I hope you enjoy it. Let's see. Are you ready? All right. Swoosh, crunch, swoosh, went the tree into Sophie's home. Tommy had a tree too. Twinkle, sparkle, glowed the lights on the bushes in Sophie's yard. Tommy's yard had lights too. Shimmer, flicker, burned the candles on the menorah in Sophie's window. Tommy didn't have a menorah. Tommy, bring your family over for our Hanukkah party. Sophie. Came a wonderful smell as soon as the door swung open. Can you smell it, my friends? Psst. Crackled the latkes frying in the pan. Sophie's grandma spread sizzling potato cakes on paper towels to drain. Sophie and Tommy set bowls of sour cream and applesauce next to another menorah. How many menorahs do you have? Asked Tommy. Just 2, said Sophie. I chose this one because it's so sparkly. The one in the window was my great-great-grandma's, and my grandma gave it to us. Those sour cream and applesauce look delicious. Latkes are ready. Let's eat. They really do look delicious, don't they? Sophie helped her mom light candles in the menorah, and together they recited a short Hebrew prayer. Baruch atah Adonai. It's a Jewish blessing in Hebrew. Tommy spooned applesauce onto his latke. Yum! It's crunchy and salty and sweet all at once. I could eat these every day. Why do you only eat them on Hanukkah? That's a good question. I wonder why, my friends. Let's find out together. To remind us of a miracle that happened long ago in Israel, said Sophie. You know, Israel is a country in the Middle East. Once, there was just enough oil in the temple to give light for 1 night. But it burned for 8 nights long. That's why we light a candle each night for 8 nights. And eat food made in oil, like latkes. That was a really interesting story. That makes sense, said Tommy. But how does the Christmas tree fit in? I was wondering the same thing. It doesn't, said Sophie. I wonder why it's there. Let's find out. We have a tree because Dad is Christian. And we have menorahs because Mom is Jewish. Our family celebrates both holidays. Now, I think Sophie is a very lucky girl. She gets to celebrate both. It's amazing. You're lucky, said Tommy. We only celebrate Christmas. What else do you do on Hanukkah? I was wondering the same thing, my friends. Let's see what else Sophie does. That looks like there's a song in the back. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Whirl, whiz, clatter, went the dreidel. As Tommy and Sophie traded chocolate coins called Hanukkah Geld. That looks like a really fun game, doesn't it? Hanukkah is so much fun. What do you do for Christmas? Asked Tommy. Let's see what she does for Christmas. Oh, first we decorate the tree. Then Dad runs his old train around the bottom. We stay in pajamas all Christmas Day and eat stacks and stacks of pancake. How about you? Well, I stay in my PJs all day on Christmas too. What do you do, my friends? First, Grandpa reads the poem "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" in his deepest, loudest voice. Then, Mom plays piano, and we all sing carols. Of course, we open presents and eat a big roast. It's great, but it's not 8 days long. Which do you like better, Hanukkah or Christmas? They do look like they're having a lot of fun on Christmas. Now, I don't really sound good when I'm singing, but I try to carol with my family too. Let's see if Sophie likes Hanukkah or Christmas. Oh, I love them both, beamed Sophie. Both have lights and songs and special food and presents. Huh, that's awesome. She likes both equally. And what I like best is that we all celebrate together. The end. Oh, that was a wonderful story, my friends. It always is about family, isn't it? Now, I'm going to read you my second favorite book for the holidays. It is called Drummer Boy. I really do hope you enjoy this one. Let's see. In a wintry little town, not far from here, a package was left on the doorstep of no particular home with a note that read, "Open now and enjoy the Christmas spirit early." That is what the child did. He opened the package and found a little drummer boy standing there, playing his drum. "Just what I wanted," said the child, and the drummer boy's heart felt warm. The child loved the drummer boy and played with him all the time, and as often as he could. When it was quiet and still, the little drummer boy played his drum for the child Pum para pum 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 para pum pum pum. Wow, that must be a magical drummer boy. Uh-oh. One morning, the drummer boy was left standing on the nightstand, and the dog's tail brushed him off. Down he tumbled right into the trash can. It was not a good place for a drummer boy. He didn't know up from down. Then the mother emptied him into an even bigger trash can and put it outside the curb. Before he knew it, two strong men emptied him into a big, loud truck, and away it went. The truck was cramped and bounced him around, but the drummer boy did not say a word. He just squeezed his sticks tighter and held his drum closer. That does not look like a good place. It looks smelly and scary, doesn't it, my friends? Let's see what happens. And a good thing, because with a roar, the truck emptied itself into the city dump. The little drummer boy found himself standing on a mountain of trash. Grumpy old rat, foraging for scraps, looked right at him and snarled. Does not look like a happy rat at all. That looks super smelly. Despite the rude greeting in that cold place, he gripped his sticks tightly and started to play his drum. Pum para pum 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 para pum pum pum. The rat's snarl softened and he slipped quietly away. I wonder if those drums have magical powers. But the little drummer boy was only there for a song, it seemed, when an owl swooped down, snatched him up, and flew with him out into the countryside to the top of an old tree, an awaiting owl nest. There, hungry, screeching owls stretched their beaks at him. That looks scary. Does not sound good, my friends. Let's see what happens. So the drummer boy started to play his drum. Bum para bum 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 para bum bum bum. The owls grew quiet and drifted off to sleep. But before the drummer boy knew it, the mother owl returned and plucked him up and flew him to the city, leaving him there on the peak of a bell tower. Poor little drummer boy. Let's see what happened to him in the city now. Night fell, and the drummer boy was scared and alone. But as he looked out over the snowy city, it seemed to him that it was lonely too. And so he stood tall and played his drum. Pum para pum 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 para pum 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 para pum. The city listened and was more at peace. Wow. I wonder where he's going to go next. Oh. The next morning, a big wind blew in and the drummer boy was blown off the bell tower. He gripped his sticks tight and held his drum close as he fell down, down, down. He landed in a snowy thorn bush. A thorn stabbed him. He couldn't move, and as he lay there, he watched day turn into night again. That does not sound good, my friends. Oh my goodness, he looks hurt. Let's see what happens to him now. All he could see was the sky, which slowly filled with stars. Ignoring the sharp thorn, he played his drum for them. Boom, 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 boom. The stars twinkled to the beat of his drum. What a brave little drummer boy. Uh-oh. Did he fall asleep? For suddenly, a barking dog with large teeth was chomping at his neck. The dog tugged to free him from the pricky thorn bush and carried him off. After roaming the city, he finally dropped the drummer boy at the foot of a big snowman. That does not look good at all. Let's see what happened to him next. He was left alone again in the cold night. As a blustery wind whipped by, the drummer boy looked up into the frozen snowman's charcoal eyes. And he played his drum for him. Bum, bada, bum, 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 bada, bum, bum, bum. It gave the snowman a cozy chill. Looks so cold out there for him. Oh my goodness. A raccoon! I wonder what the raccoon wants. That night, a raccoon carried the little drummer boy off to a place where there were statues and stones standing across a field covered by snow. It looks like a graveyard. Wouldn't want to be there. Let's see what happens to him there that night. The drummer boy didn't know where he was. He thought about the child and the warm home that he knew. He thought about the garbage dump and the rat and the owls and the city and the stars and the snowman with the charcoal eyes. The little drummer boy felt lost, wouldn't you? Oh. The statues and stones surrounded him almost as if they were waiting. So, with a heavy heart, he played his drums for them. Boom, bada, boom, 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 bada, boom, 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 bada, boom. And the snow fell. Let's see what happens to him next. In the morning, he was awakened by a familiar voice. "Merry Christmas, Grandpa!" The child did not see the drummer boy at all, for he was almost covered with the newly fallen snow. I really do hope he sees him. But the boy placed the flowers at his grandpa's grave. He saw something sticking up from the snow nearby. "Mama, Papa, look!" The child said with amazement, "My little drummer boy, out here in the snow!" And he took the drummer boy home. See, that's why it was a familiar voice. That was the boy from the beginning of our story. Oh, now that looks cozy, doesn't it? After Christmas dinner, when the candles were lit, all of the family gathered to sing songs. The child sat quietly with the drummer boy in the glow of the moment, and he was suddenly filled with the Christmas spirit. It looks so cozy and warm. He's finally home. He rose and carried the little drummer boy over to the mantel where the staple stood and placed him gently at the feet of the baby. Now I'm going to tell you a little story within the story. That little baby over here is baby Jesus. And this is his mom and dad, Joseph and Mary. Now Jesus was born in a stable because all the hotels around were filled. So the animals right here gave him heat, and because he was a very special little boy, kings came to visit him and bring him presents. One brought him gold, one brought him incense, and one brought him myrrh. Let's see what the little drummer boy does. Of course, the drummer boy looked at the baby before him. He took a deep breath, and he began to play his drum as never before. Pum, 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 pum. And the little drummer boy's heart felt warm. So does ours, right? The end. That was my story, Drummer Boy. It's beautiful, isn't it? I really do hope you enjoyed my stories, my friends. And you know what? I want you to do something for me. Some of us only celebrate Hanukkah and some of us only celebrate Christmas. And that's wonderful. If you can, and if you have a neighbor or a friend who celebrates a holiday that is different than yours, I want you to go and give them hugs and tell them stories about your holiday so we all can share them together. Isn't that wonderful? I'm so happy to be here with you, and I'm so glad I got to read these stories to you. I want you to go and tell your own stories. And don't forget to eat a lot of yummy food and open lots of presents. And maybe if you can, donate some of your old toys to kids who don't really have a lot of presents for Christmas. I want to say goodnight, and I'm going to go have dinner with my family right now and tell each other stories. I want to wish you all good night, and I love you all. Have wonderful holidays. Bye.